from the UK, designer for Bello's Designs, and recently I shared a card that I made in our Facebook group using what's called the garden fence technique. Now there have been several designers that have used this technique, and unfortunately I can't credit back to who the original was because I can't find them, but it is a fun thing to do and I'll be showing you how I did this. The only thing is, about 5 minutes ago, before making this video, I decided to give my bee stamp a clean because it wasn't sticking very well because it had got bits of glitter on it. So I gave it a nice scrub with a toothbrush, brought it back into my craft room, and it's promptly disappeared. Now, I don't know if any of you have this problem, but I frequently have this problem with the little mini stamps. They turn up in all sorts of places, on the sole of my shoe, in with another stamp, and it's really frustrating. So for that reason, my demo will be replacing the bee with a little butterfly. So to make this card, I have a piece of Multifarious card cut 6 inches by 4 inches, and I chose lilac for my background, and I cut a piece of card 6.25 inches by 4.25 inches, and I have a card once folded measures 5 inches by 7 inches. For the background, for the fence, I'm using Distress Oxides, Weathered Wood and Milled Lavender. And for the stamping, I'm using Versafine Clair Twilight, Bluebell and Nocturne. I have a couple of blending brushes in pinks that says black, but it's blacks and grey. So I have a couple of blending brushes for my oxides. I have some of the Derwent Inktense watercolour pencils in Sun Yellow, Apple Green and Fuchsia. I have a black and a pink Posca pen. I used a gold pen on the bee for the wings, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use that yet, but that's what I used it for on there. I have a glue runner, or any glue of your choice. I have some biodegradable wipes because I'm going to wipe off some of the inks for this technique. And the stamps used are the LAV 444 Flutterby, the LAV 475 Foxglove, LAV 197 Fieldgrass, LAV 719 Bellflower Vine, and the LAV 188 Wildflowers. Right, so let's get started. You also need a scoreboard, and sorry, I forgot to say, you need a fine brush and some water for the watercolour pencils. So I'm going to make my camera angle a little bit wider so you can see what I'm doing here. You just have to remember to put it back afterwards. Right, let's move those over. Now on my scoreboard, I put my card, not putting it right to the very top because I want to make sure my lines start very evenly at the top. I'm just going down every ½ inch from the top to the bottom, giving it a good score. There we go. That's all done. And let's see if we can put that one. That's better. Can't see all my mess now. Right, to start with, I'm going to be just applying the ink directly from the ink pad, just gently in a few places, so it's not all over. And then the milled lavender again. It does look a bit messy at first, but believe me, once we've blended it, it will look fine. So I'm just going to blend it a bit with the brush first of all. And now I'm going to use my baby wipe. If you don't like using wipes, you could just use a wet cloth or a damp cloth. That would do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to wipe off some of the excess. There we go. Now I'm just going to dry that because before I start stamping I want to make sure it's really dry. Great. Now, using a bit of the milled lavender, I'm just going to try and go down where the lines are, so they make more defined lines. There we go. And I'm also going to do it a little bit with the grey, just to add a bit more around the edges, I think, and the bottom. There we go. So that's the actual background. And we're going to start on the stamping. I'm going to use the flower vine. I'm going to be doing that one in Nocturne. Slightly coming down a bit, and then using my trusted tool, I'm going to press it down. That's it. And while I've got the Nocturne, I'm going to be using the wildflowers. These are the only ones I'm doing in black. And hold that down firmly. That's lovely. And I'm going to do another one. Let me just give that a little wipe there, because I think there's a little bit of excess. I can do that one about here and slightly lower. Lovely. Right, give that a wipe. And now I'm going to use the foxglove. And with the foxglove, I'm going to first of all use the bluebell. And then put a little bit of twilight over the top, so it's not such a bright blue. One can go here, and I'll have a second generation one a bit higher. Now I'm going to put some grass in front of that, so that will be okay. Bluebell, just a bit of Nocturne. Whoops, that was close. And that one can go here. I'm going to do a second generation there. I think I'm going to do a third generation there. There we go. Also, I've got a bit of lavender here. I think I'll use a little bit of lavender. Maybe do that in the bluebell, just bluebell. And some field grass. I'm going to do the field grass in Twilight. Has all the stamping done. Oh, not quite. I forgot my butterfly. This one's playing up now, not being very sticky. That's better. I'm going to have the butterfly I might have another one up here actually. There we go. Right, move all the inks out of the way. Now we're going to start some colouring. So I'm going to start by colouring the wildflowers. I'm using a Posca pen. And now I'm going to colour in with the Inktense pencils, the butterfly and the flowers. Right, now I'm just going to blend them with some water. So I'm just going to go around the edges a bit more now. I'm done. There we are. Now I just need to get my glue gun and stick it down. Actually, I'm just going to get a bit of kitchen paper and press that first because I think it's still a little bit wet. I don't want it to smudge. And just press that down. There we go. And there we are. I think my glue gun has just died. Oh, that's okay. Brought it back to life. And I'm just going to stick that on the card. And there you have it. Garden fence style card. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to seeing you on our Facebook groups, which are Facebook, Lavinia Designs Lounge, Del Bello's Designs Lounge, and Del Bello's a la carte. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.